Red states are fighting back against big tech along with nations all around the world. In this video, we're going to take a look at a number of red states that are beginning to rise up and take legislative actions against big tech censorship. How even one internet company has decided to block Facebook and Twitter in retaliation to what they did to President Trump, and how a number of conservative countries are also rising up and ready to stare down big tech censorship once and for all. You are not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you. Wonderful to be with you as always. We're here every day to give you conservative hope in the midst of these turbulent times by helping you to think better so you can feel better. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. We would love to have you as a regular part of this channel where each and every single day we analyze what are often distressing current events, but always in light of very hopeful conservative trends, so we can all live in the present in light of even better things to come. But first, let's give a huge shout out to the sponsor of this video. Keep our lights on here, and that's Prepper's Peak new solar water heater. With all the lockdowns we just witnessed over the last several months, this solar water heater can actually turn out to be our very best friend. Solar water heater is an amazing device. It allows you to heat and boil water outdoors using simply sunlight. It can heat water in as little as 30 minutes, and it'll work anywhere the sun shines. You can use it for all, you can boil water with it. You can cook noodles and rice. You could sterilize water for drinking. Great for you campers. And the best part is that if you click on the link below today, you actually get an additional 20% off their already reduced price. So don't wait. It is a limited time offer. Click on that link below before they sell out and get your own Patriot Sun cooker today. All right, gang, let's dive right in here. A number of red states are indeed fighting back against big tech censorship, and they're being joined by a number of conservative nations around the world. So let's start with the state of Florida, where Governor Ron DeSantis has publicly committed himself to bringing an end once and for all conservative censorship in social media. According to One American News, DeSantis recently explained the big media bias that covers up conservative speech and pushes far-left ideals is on the top of his list of legislative issues. He called out tech giants who shun apps like Parler that gave conservatives a place to exercise their free speech, and DeSantis is promising that Florida will indeed be taking action on the issue as they work to provide protection from online censorship. Now, DeSantis is not alone. Florida State Representative Randy Fine is demanding the state audit its investments with major tech companies and divest immediately from those that have targeted President Trump and censored conservatives. Specifically, Fine has called on the DeSantis administration to, quote, order the immediate divestment of any Florida-held equity and debt in Alphabet, that's Google's parent company, Amazon, Apple, Facebook, and Twitter. Fine said he also will file legislation during the upcoming legislative session, quote, to forbid any state or local government from conducting any business with these companies effective July 1st of this year. That means, and he continued, quote, no Facebook, Twitter, or Google advertising by Florida governments, no use of any Amazon services by any Florida government, no purchases of Apple or Android devices by any government agency, close quote. And this state representative is being joined by several others who were demanding that the state of Florida divest immediately from what they consider to be big tech tyrants censoring their fellow conservatives. So it looks like red states are stepping up where a feckless Republican leadership in Washington, D.C., led by Mitch McConnell and Mittens Romney, has so consistently failed us. This, by the way, is exactly what we predicted, that the grassroots deplorables, the real MAGA crowd, can be found in local and statewide politics, and that's exactly where we're going to see them rise up here in this continued populist revolt. Let's move on over to Texas. The Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton is also stepping in the ring here. He's promising to fight back against big tech censorship with everything that he's got. He recently filed an antitrust lawsuit against Google for colluding with Facebook in an illegal deal to manipulate auctions for online advertising. And in the process, Paxton has issued civil investigative demands to 5 leading tech companies, Twitter, Amazon Web Services, Apple, Facebook, and Google, to inquire as to their specific policies and practices on content moderation. Paxton's actions were provoked, of course, by Parler's recent termination when it was blocked by a coordinated effort between Google, Amazon, and Apple. So God bless Texas. In North Dakota, the state legislature is considering a bill that would prohibit social media companies from censoring messages and posts. And in addition, the legislation would allow citizens to sue Facebook and Twitter for censoring their free speech. And here's one that, this is going to really impress you. An internet provider in northern Idaho has announced that they are going to block Facebook and Twitter from its Wi-Fi service for some customers due to claims of censorship. And it seems that cancel culture can now work both ways, does it not? The decision to ban Facebook and Twitter from their internet service came after the two big tech giants banned President Trump from their platforms. A number of customers contacted this Idaho internet service company, and they wanted the social media sites banned in retaliation, a request with which the internet service company was fully happy to comply. So we really are seeing some massive backlash here among red states. And again, this was predicted here on this channel. We're already beginning to see something akin as sanctuary states, deep red states announcing that they're not going to be a part of any Democrat program or persecutions coming down the pike. Glenn Beck has been talking about this of late, and I think we're going to see more and more red states join together and, in fact, become like a collective Gandalf telling leftist big tech monsters, you shall not pass. If anything, I think we could expect states like Texas and Florida to become even more red over the next year or so as conservatives start moving in the states for some relief from the leftist onslaught we're getting from Biden and his big tech bullies, however temporary it may happen to be. Now, as all of this is going on, we're actually finding that there's nothing short of a worldwide backlash against big tech. We're not just seeing red states fight back, we're actually seeing a family of nationalist populist nations fight back as well. But first, in response's latest big tech purge that we're seeing of late, we are at Turley Talks, are currently setting up a number of different alt tech sites so that we never ever lose touch with one another. And we would love to share with you all the different sites that we're on. And you can find out by simply clicking on the link below and signing up for our alternative media directory. Now, this directory is going to make sure that you find precisely the alt tech site that's right for you. And best of all, you're going to learn how to think better so you can feel better, right? Current events and a lot of conservative trends, but without the threat of censorship. It's absolutely free, so make sure to click on the link below. Sign up for our Turley Talks alternative media directory today. So yes, we are seeing a massive nationalist populist backlash against big tech going on all over the world. The latest to join is the nation of Hungary, led by the amazing Prime Minister Viktor Orban. The Orban government has convened a meeting of the Hungarian Digital Freedom Committee, which is drafting plans on how to sanction big tech for what they're calling unfair commercial practices, of course, in response to big tech censoring conservative voices. And as such, Hungary is joining their ally Poland, led by the Nationalist Populist Law and Justice Party. They've introduced a bill that proposes heavy fines against big tech, which is aimed at enabling internet users to file complaints against the removal of their online posts, as well as the creation of a special court for matters involving freedom of speech online. According to Visegrad 24, the law, quote, would fine big tech firms $2.2 million every time they unconstitutionally censor lawful speech online. Under its provisions, social media services will not be allowed to remove content if it does not break Polish law. And it's not just Hungary and Poland. In India, there's a massive backlash brewing against the Twitter ban. One of the more prominent members of the parliament, Tejasvi Surya, who's a prominent member of the BJP or the Bharatiya Janata Party, he's sounding the alarm of the logic of what Twitter did to Trump. In other words, if Twitter can do this to the president of the United States, ban him and all, they can do it to anyone, including the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, who now officially enjoys the largest follower count on Twitter. He was number 2 behind Trump, and he and Trump are very good friends. The BJP is a thoroughly Hindu nationalist populist party. It enjoys a massive majority in India. And so leaders in India are coming out and saying that these big tech firms are indeed the new globalist oligarchs that must be pushed back against. India wants nothing to do with this. So this is really wonderful to see. From red states across the nation to conservative nations across the globe, a worldwide backlash against the big tech bullies is brewing. And like the worldwide populist revolt, it looks like this backlash is just getting started. Now, before you go, make sure to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. And you'll definitely want to check out my latest video. I just uploaded it. It's on how that many aides are now saying, bluntly, President Trump is seriously considering starting a Patriot Party. You are not going to want to miss that. So make sure to click on the link, and I will see you over there. God bless.